Yes! 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 I'm wall-to-wall raccoons. You ready? Let's go. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. You know, there's got to be 30 raccoons at least. I don't know where they all come from. Oh my God. Yeah, they all love me. Because I get the food. Yeah, and I got Buddy hanging off me. Yeah. Here you go. Ready? Here you go. Good morning, it's DJ Wonder Chrissy. We got a good show for you again today. Yeah, it's nothing to laugh about, but the migrants in Chicago are running out of diapers and tampons, and they're complaining about the food. Go figure, but that's just life. Welcome to America, migrants. Welcome to America. Enjoy your hot dogs. Okay, I hope you, today's March 1st. We are now in March. It's 30 degrees and sunny here in Chicago. Shout out to Incarnate. One of our viewers named Incarnate left me a message yesterday saying that Denver has closed 4 shelters. They had about 2,500 to 2,800 migrants living in various hotels. I think like maybe 10 hotels, and now they closed 4 of those or something like that. But we'll go into the video here. And they're out on the street. They are camping. Let me get this one ready to go for you. And we got some great looking anchors there in Denver. I would watch the news every day if I lived in Denver. Take a look at that. Take a look at what they got in Denver. They got some good looking girls, women, babes, whatever you want to call them, giving the news. Yeah, that's some good looking news. So a shout out to Incarnate. I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Land Cruiser Midwest, and this is our daily Migrant Mayhem update where we scan the United States and bring you a flavor of what's going on in the crazy Migrant Mayhem hemisphere. All right, so dropping paper here all over the place. Gotta keep things organized. All right, so let's get going with this first news clip, and then we'll come back to Chicago and talk about the diapers.
This is in Denver, the city discharging hundreds of people from its shelters in just 3 weeks.
And many of them are just ending up right back on the streets. Tonight, we talked to the city about the situation and why the city says it seems to be catching a break.
At the start of the year, 200 plus migrants were arriving in the Mile
High City every single day. That number has dropped dramatically.
Right now we're seeing between 20 and 30 people a day.
John Ewing with the city of Denver says it's opened up more resources for families who are timing out of shelters.
More breathing room to work with the current population and really focus on their needs. So it's been incredibly helpful.
At the start of the month, Denver started discharging migrants living in shelters to enforce time limits previously set by the city. At the time, there were close to 3,900 migrants. That number has dropped to 2,400 in the span of 3 weeks. Ewing says most people are finding housing.
That's a good way to make your numbers go down. You just throw them out onto the street. We got less in our shelters. Yeah, because we threw them out on the streets. Oh, that's not how metrics work, folks. That's not how metrics work. But anyway.
No, I don't think you see large-scale homeless encampments popping up.
But there is at least one encampment.
They're not large scale. They're just medium sized right now. Keep in mind, Denver doesn't have a lot of oxygen in the air, and then this guy here is living proof of that. Let's listen to him again.
People are finding housing.
I don't think you see large-scale homeless encampments popping up.
But there is at least one encampment, this one, in front of Village Gardens, which has doubled in size since we were here exactly 3 weeks ago.
Este es el que está creciendo.
Juan Carlos tells us there's more than 60 people living at this encampment. Buenos días. Many sharing tents with others.
Van a seguir botando a la gente.
The migrant from Peru says if they keep discharging people, the camp will obviously continue to grow. And he says it's because of one reason.
Porque no tenemos el permiso de trabajo.
Juan Carlos says it's because they don't have work permits. Meanwhile, Ewing says they're aware of the growing site and says they have outreach teams working with those migrants.
But yeah, just have to keep working with the people who are in there and try to help them out.
Another factor helping families get into housing is the faster process of securing work permits. The city says that the federal government is expediting the process, and it is now just taking weeks instead of months. And in the last couple of weeks, close to 600 eligible migrants have secured permits through clinics being held by the city.
So there you go. I'm here from big government, and we're here to help you people in Denver. Not. So I know the suburbs around Denver are eagerly trying to make sure that they have stuff on their books to keep the migrants out of their towns. But we'll keep tabs on that. And Incarnate, give me an update on how things are going. I know he was saying that he was living in kind of a Orwellian world right now in Denver, so it must not be the best of situation there, and he wonders when it's all going to end. And Chicago's headed that way. Everyone's going to be loving the camping, right? We're all going to be camping by the end of the year. Oh, God. Last year it was in the sleeping out in the police stations. I think the Chicago masses are heading to the streets. They'll be living and pissing in the streets, that's for sure. So let's go to Chicago. Let's go to Fox News, and maybe we need to. Maybe this is breaking news. I think this is breaking news. Before long, folks. There you go. So let's let this one rip, as they say.
In Chicago, facing a serious problem tonight. It's putting their children's safety at risk. A diaper shortage.
Tia Ewing joins us live now with a closer look at this. Tia.
Well, Dawn and Scott, I spoke to a mother who's living inside this shelter here in the 2300 block of South Halsted here in the Lower West Side. You could hear the chaos, but what she explained to me through that phone call is that she's actually living it.
They're only allowed 2 diapers a day, and that's per child.
This is the shelter for families located on 23rd and Halsted.
The diaper situation is not fair to everyone.
Maria Perez comes here Monday through Friday to serve up free hot cocoa and coffee. She's followed many of the asylum seekers from the police stations to the shelters.
Parents are forced to leave the diapers on longer. They're only, putting them on at night.
Perez says there are 2,500 people living here. A large majority are children. Mothers have come to her in tears over the lack of necessities for their babies.
When they ask for more things, like the people at the shelter are insulting them when they ask for things back. So they're going to just take what they're given. They're not going to ask for more.
I did hear a report, it wasn't on this one, but a different station, where they were complaining about the nutrition level of food. They said they're getting too many starches and they wanted some, I guess, fresh vegetables. So the migrants do complain, and I also heard there's a shortage of tampons. They should just go to one of the local schools in Chicago, because if you don't know, in the state of Illinois, they are required by law to have tampons in the boys'. Yes, in the boys' bathroom they have tampons too, folks, just so you know. Next time you come to Chicago in public spaces, you just might see a tampon machine in the men's washroom and wonder, where the hell are you? And if that's the case, you're in Illinois.
When they're being insulted.
The city did receive roughly 50 pallets of supplies, including diapers. That was last week. The city gets supplies from the Illinois Emergency Management Agency and FEMA, and also outside vendors. A city official says shortages.
Hey, Mickey, what's going up? What's coming out? Is it pooper scoopers? Or is it risotto? I don't know. Yeah, that's my best Mickey impression. Okay, back to the news.
Can result in shortages in the shelters.
They're telling me is that the people inside the shelter are not distributing the diapers, but two. Doesn't matter.
They should start selling them. Wouldn't that be a grift, where you could sell diapers for $1? Black market on diapers. There you go, folks. Start selling diapers out of the trunk of your car in Chicago and make a few bucks.
The size of the baby doesn't matter, the age of the child.
The Southwest Collective is made up of 5 moms. They do receive donations, but the founder says often they share the burden and will go in their pockets to help others. That includes Chicagoans and migrants.
Diapers are in a really short supply, and so sometimes not everybody has them, and we go out and we get them, especially if we're talking about a certain size or a certain need.
And it's not just diapers that's an issue. Baby formula also needed for a lot of these moms. And just being out here right now, we know that different parts of our viewing area, it's in the 30s, some places it's in the 40s. And just looking around, we've seen several children out here bracing for these cold temps without coats. If you want to donate to the Southwest Collective, you can do it by going to swcollective.org. Live from the Lower West Side tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
We have for
So there you go. Cracks in the foundation of the Chicago and Illinois financial network, or whatever you want to call it. Not much news out of Brandon the last couple of days. This all proves that, hey folks, we are all crazy in Chicago.
We're all crazy in Chicago. Now people say everywhere I go, hey, you're all crazy in Chicago. We're all crazy in Chicago. Hey. I got friends in the east. I got friends in the west.
This song's from 1985, Johnny and the Leisure Suits. We're all crazy in Chicago. Listen to a little more.
Got it all. Try to tell me that the place. In their face. I say you really wanna know. You wanna. Don't you know we're all crazy in Chicago? People say everywhere I go, hey, you're all crazy in Chicago. We're all crazy in Chicago.
So there you go, a little craziness going on in Chicago and Denver. What do you expect, right? This is nothing more than common sense, folks. Diapers are expensive, and you better have a lot of them if you got all these migrants and their kids living in a shelter. I think that one where that lady was at had a total of 2,500 people in it. That's the same amount as all of Denver in one building. So things are getting crazy. Things are headed out of control. And we're headed to the middle of March where they dye the river green in Chicago, folks. For St. Patty's Day, we're going to be dyeing the river green. Maybe I'll find a video and show you how that works. But the Chicago River in downtown Chicago, it's kind of like a light green most of the year, but it becomes bright fluorescent green during the month of March. So if you haven't seen that, that's what they do in Chicago. Along with, we usually have two parades. We have one downtown and one in South Side. Have you ever heard of the South Side Irish? The Beverly neighborhood is got a high concentration of Irish in it, and they have their own parade too. So double the fun in Chicago. Green beer, Green River. St. Patty's Day is always celebrated to the utmost here in Chicago. All right, so where are we with our time here? We're at 16 minutes. I think I'm going to end this for today. Thank you for joining us. A shout out again to Incarnate. Thank you for the info about Denver. I am DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Land Cruiser Midwest. This is Migrant Mayhem. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. And be careful of what you do in that diaper because you may have to sit in it for a long, long time. Over and out.